Okay, yeah. How would you feel if you have a whole summer planned and then all of a sudden somebody takes over your life and you're kidnapped? Mm, let's get into it. Yes, let's get into this, okay? This is about cruel summer. Yes. Man, let me tell y'all something. Oh, yeah, you got reviews twice. As if. Anyway, there only could be one of me, honey. Okay? Only one. Period. Okay, so we are going to get into cruel summer. Now, the whole time I'm hearing the modem sound, it just brings me back to the 90s when we first had a computer in our home and we thought we really were doing something. I mean, we were, because, not everybody had a computer and all that stuff. So I can remember hearing that noise, which is really annoying. But at the time, it was like the best noise ever because you were able to, get on the web and all that kind of stuff like that. So we are around, June the 21st, around, I think, 93, 94, 95, because it's like I love a series that goes back in time, and then they show us the music and the clothes, and because you gotta be authentic, especially if you were around in 90s was my jam. Okay, so here we go. We got Jeanette in 1993. She's awakened on her 15th birthday by her father, Greg, and her mother, Cindy, and older brother, Derek. It's a kind of a corny tradition where they come in there and say happy birthday, and you see her. She's a cute kid. She has like the brown wavy hair, the braces, the glasses, and she just wants to spend time with our homegirl Mallory and her Vincent, the little boy. People in the neighborhood. They're gonna go to the mall, hang out, which was something I did every freaking summer with my sister. Like every freaking summer, if I wasn't working, which I worked a lot when I was a kid, just like I do now, I would go to the mall and I would hang out, whether I had money or not. Almost every kid I knew did that. Whether it be the kids were stealing or just running around crazy. It's just something that we. So anyway, then we have another time where it shows that she's waking up 1994, the same Jeanette. She's 16, and her boyfriend is Jamie, and she looks like she's just like, woof, like the transformation, okay? Looking like she's a popular kid, because I ain't gonna front. The very first time you see the 15, she looks like one of those nerdy kids. You be like, oh, not nerdy in the bad way, because nerds rule the world. But I mean like unpopular school, defined that way, okay? Her boyfriend wakes her up, and I remember he's like kissing her, and they're planning the day, and I'm just like, okay. So in 95, she's wakened by her dad, and it's like even the whole is gray, super gloomy, and it's not really sweet when her dad wakes her up. He's like, yo, get up. Yeah, get up. Your lawyer is here. And her response is, which one? For one thing, her hair is chopped off, looking like she got mad one day and was like, and just didn't give a crap how she looked. And her lawyer comes there talking about the upcoming trial. And I'm just like, what in the devil's going on? Okay. Then they flash back and forth. So you kind of keep up with the story. We have 15-year-old Jeanette at the mall with Vincent and Mallory. And she sees Katie. You see her, obviously, blonde, pretty, pink lips, Starts to talk to Kate when her boyfriend, Jamie, arrives. A year later, we see her at the roller rink with the same friends having abandoned. Maybe I shouldn't say abandoned, but let's be real. Mallory and Vincent, who are part of the nerd troop, are not there. So she has new friends. And then we also hear in the background that Kate has been gone, disappeared, kidnapped, whatever, the year before. Okay. 17-year-old Jeanette, it's kind of nasty to Greg's bartender girlfriend, because see her parents are no longer together. I mean, they're going through, it's kind of be like woo 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 woo. Her parents no longer together, obviously, in this time period. He has a girlfriend, some bartender, and she's going off on her, talking about, you ain't my mom, and I'm like, woo, it's just so much in one, like, first hour. She's watching the news footage of Katie's 1993 disappearance and the reports about herself in 94. And she tells her lawyer, because her lawyer's like saying, look, you need to make yourself more likable. And she goes off. I am the hatest. I'm like the most hated person in the entire country. But yet you want me to be more likable? So we didn't go back. They flash back and forth. You got to follow. If you watch, you got to follow. 50-year-old Jeanette and her friends who have a list of things they want to do for the summer, cross everything off. One thing they do, they borrow. Well, I say borrow. She steals the keys from her dad who sells houses. Okay, everything tied together. Just follow along with me, guys. Steals the keys, and her and Mallory are running around, and they go break into the house. Well, it's not breaking in because her dad has the keys, but allegedly they go into the house, and Jeanette sees a new owner, Martin Harris, who is the vice principal. As I said, everything has the keys. Just kind of follow along. We had the 16-year-old Jeanette, really feeling good. I'm sorry. 16-year-old Jeanette feeling good after taking over. And to me, it does look like she took over Katie's life, because she literally has her boyfriend and her friends. Okay, and then we get shocking all this news, but we find out that 17-year-old depressed Jeanette looks at the news footage of the time period. Okay, now it does give you the Pretty Little Liars. I mean, I know you remember that, because I used to watch the little show. It used to come on the Family Channel. That family, I can't remember. And they had a bunch of little series, a teenage show, and I did watch them. I'm a grew up in Nickelodeon, Nick and Night. Don't hate. Okay, a lot of time in the summer I wasn't out in the streets. I had the cut off shorts. Popsicles, bicycles. My sister, we were riding around and crazy. Those were my summers, and I love those summers. Something I'll never forget. So, I do get frustrated about this series and very intrigued at the same time, because you're going back and forth, and it's like 2 years. I guess it's a 2-year span of going back and forth with the different hairstyles, clothes, even the music. If you listen, the changes. Okay, the thing that I kind of was getting frustrated about was when Katie was found. Now, so you go back and you hear, okay, boom, while she's out, Jeanette's doing her thing with her friends, and she's all whatever. All of a sudden, they said Katie was found. Okay, Katie was found, and she has something to say. She says, well, while I was gone, locked in the basement, there was actually somebody who saw me and didn't tell the police, because I thought, oh my God, this is somebody in school that I've don't know, but I've seen her before, and she actually saw me. I will be rescued. But that's not what happened. Okay? Because she calls out, Jeanette, you saw me and did nothing. From there, for a lot of us, we're kind of putting things together like, okay, so did you see her or not? It's almost like we have to judge for ourselves what we think is truth and not truth. Did she see her? It could be a different scenarios. It could be that Jeanette didn't see her, but when Katie found out that Jeanette not only had her friends, had her boyfriend, what other revenge could be? Because Katie's in a state of mind of depression. She's been traumatized. She's nothing like the bubbly Katie that we saw with the pink lipstick and ooh and ah. She's different. She's almost like the way, let me see if I can twist this. The way Jeanette turned into now. Jeanette's more depressed. Doesn't care. Everything is gloomy. Everything is sad. They're both similar at this time. Okay. They go back and forth about the background of their lives and everything else. And we see Katie, yes, who has it all. But there are secrets even in her family. For one, her mom, who married this ex-football player or whatever. At first I was thrown off because he was black. I said, wait a minute. She kept calling him daddy. Hey, I ain't talking about no race thing or anything. But they kept throwing me off like, okay, if she's mixed, she don't look like her. Then I figured, It's her stepdad. So okay, get it. You can have a dad, doesn't matter the race or anything. If he raised you, you look at your dad as your dad, or your mom as who they are. So I got that. So she really looks up to him and she loves him. I could tell. And her mom and her are really close, allegedly. Okay. Now, one of the last things that her mom said to her was some nasty stuff. Because, and this all ties together. I'm telling you guys, listen to me. When Katie was getting ready to go to this big formal thing with her mom and her dad, she overheard her dad on the phone with one of the other women on the council, or she sells homes or whatever it is. And come to find out, she was saying that you could hear him saying they were having like an affair. He was saying, I haven't had sex in a long time. This was the word verbatim. I heard what he said. She tried to tell her mom that he had an affair, and she chewed her up and spit her out like she was nothing. And I thought her mom is either a denier or she won't give up this lifestyle. But come to find out, her mom's having an affair too. Now check this out. The principal that they broke into the house is the one that kidnapped Katie. All of this happened in the same town, all this whole crazy summer. Because when Katie ran off from her mom crying upset, because she went to her mom, she said, you know what, I made a mistake. Because she actually followed her stepdad to the room and overheard noise and thought they were having an affair. They probably heard somebody come down the hallway and heard it, zipped up and was like, oh, we're looking at houses. Hey, baby, come on in. I'm planning a trip for your mother. Get away and blah, blah, blah. So Katie went to her mom, was like, I apologize. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to, say these things. And Katie's mom was like, look, you need to be quiet. This could ruin everything for us. Go in the corner and sit down somewhere. Well, Katie took that very badly because she said, I don't want to hear from you. She ran off. She got a bottle of wine. It's a big event, so they probably had wine bottles everywhere. And she got seriously drunk and sat outside and got drunk. And the first thing that happened was a guy, I guess friend of the family, allegedly, brought her home. And so the mom and the same friend of the family started kissing and all this kind of stuff. And she saw it. Ran, crying. All of a sudden, this principal who looks like Mr. Rogers' neighborhood all of a sudden comes up to her and is like, hey, what's going on? She was like, I don't even know you. Next thing I know, you see her in the doggone basement with the door, hitting the door, let me out. Okay? Now, I don't know how or when Jeanette saw her. But when she finally went to the police, Katie, and told the police, I know she saw me. I have her necklace. This same necklace is the same necklace that we see in the cutesy version of Jeanette. When she's with her friends Mallory and they're at the mall celebrating her birthday, they buy her a necklace. This alleged necklace is the same necklace that Katie pulls out a year later to the police saying, oh, I know that Jeanette saw me. How would I have her necklace? And I'm like, but they're not giving us everything. They're giving us concept clues, and we got to figure it out. Point blank, period. Okay? So, she's kidnapped for a year. They go back and forth, showing the moms, the dads, the different things that happened, who got broke up, who was in a relationship. Now, they've only shown 2 episodes so far, so they're keeping us on the edge trying to figure out what is next, who did what. The only thing that we know for sure is that she was kidnapped by the principal. Okay, and he ended up being killed. I don't know. They didn't actually. I don't know if he was killed in prison. That's something they haven't said. I don't know who killed him. Okay, Jeanette's parents were not. I'm sorry. Yeah, Jeanette's parents weren't together when I saw her when she was 17. Okay, when Jeanette went to go see her boyfriend, once they found out Katie was found, her boyfriend punched her in the face. I said, "Damn." He don't know who to believe. The kids do not know who to believe, honestly, between Jeanette and Katie. They don't know. All they know is that Katie's back and want to get things back to normal. But Katie looking at it like this. While I was gone, you guys replaced me. Well, at least you tried to with freaking Jeanette. How can I be cool with you? Again, my friends, my mom, everybody. Y'all didn't give crap about me. So, see, look. At the end of the day, these 2 ladies, as crazy as it sounds, have similar situation. What I mean by that is, child, for one thing, being in high school and being popular is a lot more important to kids than people realize. They don't get that's your entire world. If that's your whole freaking world, you're going to do everything you can to make that world brighter. So while she was kidnapped, and she didn't have anything to do with the kidnapping that we know of, okay? I'm just putting it out there. But I'm starting to wonder if she did see her. Can you imagine? Now the thing about the reason why I think it might be true, they made a point of showing that she stole her dad's keys. Obviously, her and Mallory, they were running around doing this list, and part of the list was bringing it to somebody's house. The fact that you had the keys, and the keys she didn't put back. She put the key in her jewelry box. I saw that. Which makes me wonder, did she ever go back to the house for whatever reason, to be alone? I don't know. And broke into the house again and happened to see that girl in the basement. Especially after her life changed. What I mean by that, her life changed because she started living this other life. Dropped her friends that she was cool with her whole life. Started hanging with Katie's friends, boyfriend. It created a whole new life. Just like Mallory said, we didn't need another Katie. You're just like her. So many clues. So, because if she saw her, she was like, I could go tell the police. But then if I do, I will lose everything I just made for myself. So, I want to dig into this further as the next episodes come along, but I'm starting to wonder if she did see her. But at the same time, if you've been through a trauma like Katie has, why would it be too crazy to believe that she created that story up because she's pissed? Because she was gone for, I forgot how many months it was, and felt like this girl took over her life while she was gone. How would you feel about that? Okay? How would you feel if somebody else came in doing the same thing that you're doing? Taking over your life. Excuse me. Excuse me. This is my mic. You can't have the same mic as me. You can't be me because it's only one me, Cameshiar Reviews. So can you imagine going through something like that and having to live your life and trying to get back into it? Katie is traumatized. She's nothing like the way she was before. This girl can't sleep. She's constantly sad. She's constantly thinking about, and they haven't even dug in deep about what actually happened to her in that house. That's a whole nother puzzle right there. Okay, I'm pretty sure it's pretty bad. Anyway, that was the first 2 episodes that showed, and it's on Hulu. So I was intrigued by it. And I said, I want to get into this a little bit more. So I want Cameshiar Reviews crew to check out the show and let me know what you think about it. Okay? Because it's good. I'm hooked. All right. Anyway, that's my quick explanation about it. The more, I think it's 8 episodes total, and I've only seen the first 2. So, and the soundtrack, like I said, y'all, I'm telling you, it made me want to re-download some 90s music that I really forgot that I liked. All right, guys, we'll be back next time, but the next episode comes on, and we'll talk about the next 2 episodes that come back to back. All right, go check it out.